In the wake of Anthony Joshua's revenge victory over Andy Ruiz, I've had several people approach me on social media and ask me whether my opinion about Robert Mccracken has changed now. I've seen some people saying that Robert Mccracken should get Trainer of the Year for the performance AJ put in against Ruiz. Well, the answer is very simple. No, it hasn't changed, and why would it have changed? People, I was saying that Anthony Joshua should leave Robert Mccracken when AJ was still unbeaten. When he was knocking people out, I was saying he should leave Mccracken. So why would my opinion change now? That doesn't make any sense. AJ had the ability to beat Ruiz first time around. He just rushed in, got himself caught, and the rest is history. If he hadn't rushed in and took his time, he could have won the first fight. He had the technical ability to win the fight first time around. So in the rematch, he didn't show me anything from a technical point of view that was vastly different to what he's done before. He moved a lot more, yeah, but that's not really a technical thing. That's a tactical thing, moving a lot. Anybody can move. If you're sufficiently athletic, you can move. It was more to do with AJ's discipline. It was more to do with his mindset. It was more to do with his stamina. Those were the things I was questioning going into the rematch. Mindset, stamina, discipline, etc. But the technique that AJ has is something that I've always been a little frustrated about and skeptical of, because I always felt there were areas of his game that were not as good as they could be. Hence why I was calling for him to leave Robert Mccracken for so long. And those particular areas of his game, I didn't see any improvements in those areas in the Ruiz rematch. Okay? Now, he's brought in Angel Fernandez. This is a new trainer for AJ. And I think another trainer as well. There was talk of him having Harold Knight in as a trainer. It's funny how people want to give Robert Mccracken all this credit, but they don't mention Angel Fernandez. Let's be real, people. If Robert Mccracken was all that was needed for AJ to win the Ruiz rematch, why is Angel Fernandez there? AJ clearly felt like he needed some other boxing minds in his team, as well as Robert Mccracken. If he didn't feel that way, if he felt like he was getting everything that he needed from Mccracken, this guy wouldn't be there. So again, people, why are you trying to give Mccracken all the credit and you're not talking about this guy or the other boxing people that have been brought into camp? Not talking about the influence Klitschko had, because Klitschko was telling AJ what diet to have and talking to AJ about, this, that, and the other, tactics and all that kind of stuff. But again, let's not give Klitschko any credit. Let's not give Angel Fernandez any credit. Let's instead say that Robert Mccracken is Trainer of the Year and that everybody was wrong about him. And it don't make no sense, people. Okay? Again, I was calling for AJ to fire Mccracken when AJ was unbeaten and when he was still knocking people out. What on earth makes you think that my mind would have changed now? For my mind to change about Robert Mccracken, I would need to see certain technical changes and improvements in Anthony Joshua, right? And perhaps with these new coaches on board, people like Angel Fernandez and whoever else they've got in the camp now, perhaps with these people, they can improve AJ to such an extent that I won't need to keep calling for AJ to fire Mccracken. If AJ wants to pay Mccracken to be his, mentor or whatever the case may be, when the other guys are doing the bulk of the training work, that's okay. It's his money. He's got plenty of it. If he thinks it's still worth paying Mccracken whatever he's paying him, even though he's got other trainers, good for him. And if it works, it works at the end of the day. I'm just looking for results. So I'm looking at AJ's technique, the things he does, his upper body movement, his body positioning, the way he throws his punches, all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm looking at with regards to technique. Moving around the ring, people, whatever your punch technique is, whatever your body positioning is, if you're sufficiently athletic, you can move around the ring. If you're sufficiently athletic, you can carry out a game plan where you're keeping a guy at the end of a jab. It doesn't really take a genius Doesn't really take incredible technique to be able to do that. All right. I'm not saying AJ's technique is terrible or bad or anything like that, but I just feel like there are areas of improvement there, you know? And I felt like Robert Mccracken took him as far as he could take him, and he'd need someone else to take him up to that next level in terms of his technique. And perhaps Angel Fernandez is the guy, you know? We'll see. But that's my response, people, for those wondering if I've changed my views on Robert Mccracken. Of course not. Why would I have changed my views? It's incredible to me. People can't think about this straight. Like, when AJ was knocking people out, I was saying leave Mccracken. And it's nothing personal against Robert Mccracken. I'm sure he's a great guy. You know, he's took AJ to a certain amount of success, a lot of success. But there's flaws in AJ's game. There's flaws in his technique. There's certain things that he does which, I don't really like, you know, from a technical point of view. And I hope they get addressed. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's happening. I'm out.